Welcome to Mellow School. In this new episode, we'll be teaching you some maintenance for your Mellow Drive. Today, we'll be teaching you some tips and procedures to keeping your Mellow healthy, happy, and rolling for a long time. But first, let's go through the checklist that allows you to make sure your board is safe and ready to ride. Check the drive for visible damage. Check the motor cables for damages. Check if the motor cables are securely fastened in the cable routing in the hanger. Check whether the wheels are spinning freely. Check the wheels for visible damages and remove any rocks and pieces of glass that might be stuck in the urethane. Check if the axle nuts are securely tightened. Check if the kingpin nut is securely fastened. Check bushings for damage. Remove any dirt that might be stuck between the heat sink ribs to allow for optimal cooling of the brake resistor. Verify that there is no foreign objects in the frame of the Mellow Drive where the battery pack is inserted. Check both sides of the battery pack's ROSENBERGER connector. It must be dry, free of dirt and metal objects. Check if the battery is securely clicked into the frame. Check that the battery pack's USB and charging port plugs are firmly closed. Check if the remote control slides smoothly. If not, unscrew the bottom half and clean it from dirt. Alright, now if your remote and your battery's charged, you should be good to roll. If you want to review that list of essential maintenance list, it's under 7.2 in your manual. Now let's move on to some more major procedures, like changing your drive wheels, your bearings, and your bushings. This should all be done about every 6 months to a year, depending on how much you ride and how smooth the roads are that you ride on. First, let's change those drive wheels. The most important thing is to turn off your drive, or even better, take your battery out, because turning your hubs with the wheels off can permanently damage your drive. Take off the nut with a skate tool. Push off the wheel on the edge by slowly pushing it while you rotate the wheel around. It will slowly but surely come off. If it seems that it's tight or stuck to the point where the engine is sliding off the axle, please contact us and don't do anything further. If you need to replace your bearings, do it now. Make sure you use 608 2RS type bearings, because these are sealed and will keep your drive waterproof. Take advantage of this moment to wipe the dust off the hub. Now replace it with fresh wheels that you can buy from the Mellow Shop. Now careful with these fresh wheels, they tend to be slick. Give them a little bit of time to break in while you roll before you get too extreme. Now you're going to change the bearings on the front truck of the 2 regular wheels. It's a pretty simple procedure. Loosen the nut with your skate tool. Pop the bearing out by banging the wheel on the table, or find something like a hard plastic pen to peel it out. Then use your skate tool to pop out the second one. Now you have the option of wiping your bearings clean or replacing them with new ones. Any skate bearing will do for these wheels. Pop them back on, tighten your bolts, but not too tight. Make sure there's not too much play in the wheel. For the final procedure, we're going to change out the bushings. What are your bushings? They're these little urethane rings right here that sit on either sides of your truck, and they reduce or increase the tension that your truck has while it's swinging into those turns. Now over time, these are going to wear out and they're going to lose their reactivity to them, so you need to update them. Or maybe you want to put in a softer one or a harder one. They work on the same scale of durometer as the wheels do. The stock setup on your Mellow is a 95A board side and a 90A road side, meaning the one further away from the board. First, you're going to want to remove your kingpin nut. Then the washer, then the top bushing. Now remove the truck. Next is the other bushing. Replace the bushings. Now put it all back together. Now let's replace the back bushings. It's just a little bit more complicated. It's going to be easier if you remove the drive from your board. It's the same procedure as the front, but a little bit more delicate because you need to be careful of these motor cables. Be careful not to pull them too hard. Okay guys, there you go. Now you know how to keep your Mellow in an optimum riding condition for a long, long life. But don't worry, before you go, there's still the giveaway. This week, you can win yourself this sweet Mellow cap. How do you do that? You need to answer 2 questions. Number 1, what is the kind of bearing you need to use to make sure your Mellow Drive stays waterproof? And number 2, what is something you never, never, never do when your hub wheel is off your hub motor? Put your answers in the YouTube comments. We'll pick a winner from the correct answers And we'll see you next week on the next Mellow Show. Peace.